What's up, Raider Nation? We're going to jump right into it today. I had a quote that I was kind of wrestling with or thinking about overnight, and kind of goes like this: Champions don't just talk about what they're going to do, they take responsibility for their actions. And thinking through that kind of got me thinking that today, the core value we need to talk about today is accountability. So, first of all, what is accountability, right? It's owning our choices. Excuse me. It's following through on our commitments. It's being dependable. It's taking responsibility for our actions rather than blaming other people for our actions. That's a really big deal in society today. I don't think we do a lot of that. I think we've been taught to kind of blame others and to displace the consequences for some of our own choices. A few years ago, I was studying and doing some research and on the topic of self control, and a quote that came up that really resonated with me and I think means a lot is you have to learn how to control yourself or the world will surely control it for you. And if you think about what that means for a second, I think it's pretty important. It's this idea that if we don't learn how to control our own actions, right, and we let our emotions get the best of us, or we let our innate negative desires get the best of us, and we allow those things to take control of us in public, right? Um, there are real consequences in the world. That could be, consequences with the police, at worst, right? Or social consequences of people not wanting to be around us and people not taking us seriously and people not trusting us. Um, so that's why this is so important to me that we try to instill some of these values like accountability here at campus, right? Because this is a safe place to learn. This is a safe place to fail and try again. But the reality of it is in doing that, we only get better if we own the fact that whatever the failure was our own responsibility. Um, so success in everything starts with us being able to hold ourselves accountable first. So now that we've kind of defined that a little bit, let's kind of get into, like we've done with the other core values. What are three ways that excuse me, that accountability shows up? First of all, it shows up in owning our own actions, right? In being honest about what we do, whether it's good or bad, right? That people talk about, like, hey, you've got to own your actions. You got to take responsibility for your behaviors. That's not always bad, right? Like, we do good things too, and it's okay to take responsibility for the good things, right? Like, if we take the blame for the bad, we should take the blame for the good too. So that kind of works both ways, right? The idea that I made this decision and I'm going to accept the outcome of that decision, whether it's good or bad, right? So that's the first piece, right? Owning your actions. The second way that it shows up is owning our commitments. Excuse me. We've got to follow through, right? When we say we're going to do something, we've got to do it. Um, what does that look like on a day-to-day basis? It's showing up on time, right? It's turning our work in. It's being at practice every time that I'm supposed to be there. Being at rehearsal every time I'm supposed to be there. It's carrying my weight in a group project instead of letting my partners or my teammates do all the work for me, right? That's owning your commitments, right? The third way it shows up is owning your impact, right? Every decision you make affects more than just you, right? Again, that's good or bad, right? You can have a really positive impact on the school and on the people around you and on your classes and on your teams, or you can have a really negative impact just by how you show up, just about the choices that you make. Um, so that's a huge piece of this, right? The key to accountability, though, is it's not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about honesty. It's about ownership. Some of these themes keep coming up over and over and over again as we talk through these different core values. This idea of trust and building relationships. And if we can build trust, we can build community. And if we can build community, we can build champions. That shows up here too, right? Because accountability builds trust, right? Again, kind of like we talked about yesterday with integrity. If people know they can count on you, they're going to trust you, right? And that's going to open up doors for you forever. So that's a really big piece of this, right? So how do we make this actionable? How do we do this every single day in our lives, right? So the first piece is do what you say you're going to do, That's really simple, right? That's a big part of integrity, but it's a big part of accountability, right? If I say that I'm going to make a video every day for the first 9 days of school, then I've got to get up here early in the morning and shoot these videos for you guys, because I've got to hold myself accountable to what I promised our teachers and our students I was going to do. So that's why this is happening every morning, right? The next piece is owning your mistakes. If for some reason I were to oversleep, or one of my kids were to get sick, or something would happen in the morning and I wasn't able to get this out, like, I would have to own that, and I would have to apologize to all of you for not being able to do the thing that I said I was going to do as the principal of the school. So that's another big piece of this, right? A third piece, and this is the piece this may be a little bit uncomfortable for some of us, it's holding our friends accountable, right? Champions don't let friends fail. They don't let them make bad decisions that are going to negatively impact their lives. And that's really hard. But it's a big piece of accountability. We don't just hold ourselves accountable. In a championship culture, we hold each other accountable. We want to make sure that our friends are champions too, right? So when you see somebody about to make a choice that you know isn't the right choice, it's real hard to do the right thing sometimes and go, hey, we don't do that here. So that is one of my challenges for you as we go into the rest of the school year. Yes, be consistent in holding yourself accountable. But in doing that, some of your friends, some of our friends all need someone else every now and then to kind of hold them accountable and go, hey, we said we weren't going to do that. Hey, that's not what we do here. Hey, let's take care of that. That's where we really start to do something special. So thanks for taking a few minutes to listen to me talk about accountability. If we could master this, it would be not just big for our school, but it's going to be big for your life. Again, learn how to control yourself, or surely the world will control it for you. I would much rather you guys all be in control of your own destiny instead of being held at the whims of others because of poor choices that we make in our lives. So teachers, at this time, I've sent you a few questions to discuss with your class. Please take a moment to lead that discussion. I hope you guys have a great day. Let's ride.